everyone, so today I'm gonna be filming my everyday look. This is literally like the look I do like if I'm just going grocery shopping and decide to put on makeup, or if I'm just chilling around the house, which is exactly what I'm doing today. I already have my eyebrows on and eyelids primed, just like last time. So yeah, let's get to it. So I moved you guys a little bit closer just so you could see a little bit better what I'm doing. The first thing I want to do is take a primer for my face. So when I'm just chilling around the house, I really don't like to use my higher end makeup. So a lot of this stuff might be drugstore or just cheaper in price, which is, there's nothing wrong with that. It all works great. The primer that I like to use is this e.l.f. Poreless Putty Primer. It works great, especially for right now because I have really dry skin. It really, it makes a nice base for my foundation. Nothing like clings on to like dry skin or anything like that. So I'm just gonna take a little bit on my hand here and just like put it mostly in my T-zone area, a little bit on my forehead. I should really put my bangs up. Okay, bangs are up, primer is on and wiped in, smoothed in, whatever. Okay, so I'm gonna take, which color is this? Not that one. I'm really pale right now. I usually self-tan, so I have a darker foundations as well. Okay, I'll take this one. This is Maybelline 24-hour foundation. Yeah, so we're just going to put a couple pumps on here. I don't really have to do my eyeshadow first with this look because it's just, I don't want to say it's natural because there's nothing really natural about putting a bunch of crap on your face. So it's just minimal. It's minimal makeup. Simplistic? Whatever. And I'm just going to dab that in all over my face. Once that's on and I'm looking like a ghost, I like to go in with my concealer. Today I'm going to use the Pretty Fresh by ColourPop. So I'm just going to take a little bit right here. And honestly, if I was doing like a more dramatic look, I would pile this on for two reasons. One, my freckles, and two, I don't like to color correct underneath my foundation. It's just never like worked out great for me. And I know color correcting could help cover up like the darkness of my freckles. And just putting a little bit more concealer on seems to work better than color correcting for me. I do want to experiment a little bit more with color correcting because I think the last time I did it was like 2 years ago and I just didn't like it, but I have been considering trying it again. And then I'm going to also put it on my chin, nose, and forehead. Okay, so once this is all dabbed in, I then like to go in with my powder. This isn't drugstore, just because all the drugstore powders I've tried have really dried out my skin or made them look cakey. So I'm just gonna go with the Too Faced translucent powder. That's like kind of one thing that I tried like the Airspun and stuff, and it dries out my skin so bad. So I'm just gonna put a little bit here in the lid. And then I'm gonna use a different beauty blender for this. This is like specifically for powders. I think it's because it has these little hairs that it makes the powder go on like almost like airbrush looking. I like it a lot. So now for one of my favorite parts, bronzing. And today I'm gonna use different bronzer than I normally would use, like if I was a little bit tanner. I got this and I have BoxyCharm, and it's like a monthly subscription, $25 a month, and you get sent over $100 worth of product. And this is something I got in there. It's called Real Her Ultimate Glow Getter, and it's a cheek trio. So you have your bronzer and highlight and then blush. Alright, so then I'm going to take this brush. This is Alamar brush, and it is the complexion brush. So I'm just going to tap a little bit in here. This bronzer is very pigmented. And so I'm just going to go in lightly, and I'm just going to dab. It tends, like, I just noticed it goes on better when I dab it instead of swipe. And after we get the cheeks bronze, I'm gonna move up to my forehead. And you do kind of want to get that in the hairline a bit because you don't want just like a line. And so I don't really actually like contour my nose, but I like to add a little bit of warmth in the middle of my face since like the whole outside is bronzed. Honestly, I don't even know what kind of brush this is. I probably had it for a really long time. But just a brush like this, it's pretty compact. And just lightly go in there and just go on the sides of my nose. Like, I really don't feel like my nose really needs to be contoured. I don't really have a desire to change the shape of it. Okay. And then we're going to do blush. And, you know, I'll just use this blush. So I'm going to go in with that blush from that cheek trio. This is really pigmented too. And I don't go on the apples of my cheeks. I feel like I have I know I have a really round face. And taking it too far in, I just feel like isn't very flattering for my face. So I just do it right, I guess, like above the bronzer. Like up and out, I guess. Something I like to do is take a powder, a pressed powder. Like this is the Maybelline Superstay 16 Outer Powder Foundation. And I like to take this with just a powder brush, like a small one, like this. And this is actually, yeah, it's called a brightening brush, which is basically what I'm going to do. I'm going to just kind of brighten this area a little bit, but also with doing this, it really kind of like blends everything together, like the bronzer and the blush, and it just makes it all look really nice. And I'm just very lightly going in. I don't want to pack a lot more powder on. Okay, so once we have that all done, I would like to go into the same palette that I used for bronzer. And I'm going to take a fluffy eyeshadow brush. This one is Morphe M504. And I'm going to go lightly into that bronzer, and I'm going to use it on my eyelids. After I get that bronzer kind of blended in, I'm going to take this Iconic London palette, and I am going to go in just a little bit darker of a color, Deep Soul, just add a little bit of depth to my eyes. And I'm going to take the Morphe M505 brush. Just lightly go in there. I'm just going to add it right to the crease, just add a little bit of definition. Okay, and after we get that darker color blended out, I'm going to go into like a off-white kind of color right here. It's called Marshmallow. And what I'm going to do with that is take it right here in the corners, kind of brighten them up a bit so my eye looks a bit more open. Definitely does make a difference in like making your eyes pop. And then I'm also going to add this color right here on the lid. Just on the lid. Kind of carve it out a little bit. We're gonna go back into that bronzing palette because we're gonna take the same bronze color and apply it on the lower lash line. Okay, once we have that on the lower lash line, I'm gonna go back into Deep Soul, and I'm gonna take that a little bit in the corner on the lower lash line, just lightly. Like I said before, we're just adding a little bit of depth. And then same the other eye. And for the top lash line, I don't always like wear eyeliner or whatever, especially like for everyday looks. So something I like to do is take that dark brown color and kind of just with this smudge brush, kind of just smudge it into the upper like lash line. And I just do it just as close as possible. And just kind of get it blended out a bit. Highlight, it's Artist Contour, and this is the shade Summer Haze. Some people don't really like super sparkly highlights. I, however, do. The mascara that I'm going to be using is Voluminous Lash Paradise by L'Oreal, I do believe. It looks like this, comes in a pink tube. And so I'm just going to pop that on real quick. So I did spray my face with setting spray before putting on my mascara, and the setting spray I use is Photo Finish Setting Spray Weightless by Smashbox. I think I'm just going to do like a natural looking lip, which is, you know, my go-to is nude. I'm going to use this Milani lipstick in the shade, oh, right here. It's number 60 in Matte Innocence is what it's called. Okay, once I get that lipstick on, I'm just going to take this Wet n Wild Liquid Catsuit High Shine lipstick in the shade Caught You Bare Naked. And I'm just going to put a little bit of gloss right on the center. So that's pretty much it for my everyday kind of look. Pretty quick, pretty practical. Not everyone wants to throw on a bunch of lashes and eyeshadow and everything every single day. Not everyone has time for that. But I really hope you... Yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you next time.